A Hyatt man is facing a court hearing and a $1,000 fine, all because he enjoys feeding birds in his front yard. Brad Martell's been doing it for 20 years, but new neighbours have complained to council, claiming he's making a mess.
Brad Martell's front yard friends have been stopping by for a feed for 2 decades.
I've formed a bit of an attachment with them over the years, and that we've had ducks, we've had tawny frogmouth, kookaburras.
He says it's never been a problem until new neighbours moved in about a year ago and claimed feeding time was creating a mess.
Basically bird crap on their roof. Yeah, that's about it.
Initially, Brad was fined $200 by his local council, but it was withdrawn and he thought that was the end of it. But recently he received a court notice from Bayside City Council alleging that feeding the birds interfered with the enjoyment by any other person of his or her land.
I feel sorry for the birds. You know, they're only just hungry and I'm just trying to feed them.
Brad says it's ridiculous and feeding birds is part of Australian culture.
I think it's outrageous, and I think it's the birds' airspace and it's my property. All I'm doing is helping out some birds and I get great pleasure from it.
Council says it never wanted this whole scenario to end up in court, but at this stage has no other option. Brad will be fighting the charges and says as a retiree he has plenty of time to do so.
If I plead not guilty, it could go on forever. I'm thinking of making it go on forever. So it costs the council plenty.
Taking someone to court is an absolute last approach we'd take. It's the last thing we would do. But when there's impacts on the neighbours and there's impacts on the wildlife, we do need to get involved.
Brad will front court later this month. Will you ever stop feeding the birds?
No.
That's simple.
Yeah.
Michael Scanlon, 7 News.